Is it time to give up? Hey actors, I'm Matthew Cornwell with Get Taped here in Atlanta, one of the original audition taping services in Atlanta, Georgia, which I co-own with my lovely wife, Brooke. And now on to our topic, giving up. Now I won't bury the lead here. This intro is a little bit of a bait and switch because I'm not going to tell you to give up. I'm here today to talk about the mindset of the actor and how you need to tend to that constantly to avoid the hopeless feelings that lead to the question of giving up periodically. As the co-owner of a taping service for over 10 years, I've seen tens of thousands of auditions. I've also run commercial casting sessions for some of the bigger commercial casting agencies in Atlanta. I've cast independent movies and my own web series. I've been a producer, a director, an editor. I've seen all facets of this industry. So I've gained a lot of knowledge about how this industry works over the years. And yet I'm susceptible to these same feelings of despair from time to time. And so the first thing I'll say will be geared towards the viewers that are new to this industry, and that is to be an actor in the television and film industry, it is not for the faint of heart. It takes an incredible amount of persistence and determination to create and sustain a career in the television and film industry. You absolutely must have an indomitable spirit in order to survive the vicissitudes of this industry. Otherwise, it'll eat you up and spit you out. And so we all need to realize that when it comes to TV and film, rarely does the best actor win. In theater, it happens more often, but for the on-camera world, it's actually a rarity. There are so many factors that are beyond your control that determine whether or not you book. If you're a redhead, for instance, you're not going to get cast in a scene opposite another redhead, unless, of course, you're supposed to be family. If you're auditioning for a director who is recently divorced, and you happen to look like their ex, they don't want to stare at you for 10 hours a day being reminded of that broken relationship. And if you're auditioning for a scene that's going to be with Tom Cruise, well, you better not be over 5'5". I'm just saying. So you need to learn how to not take it personally. Much easier said than done. Because ostensibly, as actors, we're being asked to expose ourselves and be vulnerable. And if we do that, and then the feedback we get from the casting director is essentially, nope, not this time, how do you not take that personally? And so this can create a bit of a pendulum throughout an actor's career. On one extreme is caring so much about the next audition, the next job. And then eventually you get so sort of bitter that you swing to the opposite end of the spectrum and suddenly you don't care at all and you're not putting any effort into your career. So if you're not careful, you'll constantly be swinging back and forth between these extremes. And that can cause many people to burn out and leave this industry. So if you can find a way to dampen that pendulum so that the extremes aren't so extreme, well, then you might just be able to stay sane. The crux of the problem is control. As humans, we crave it in all aspects of our life. We're constantly fighting the chaos, trying to find order in it. Just think about laundry, or doing the dishes, or keeping the house clean. We crave control. And it's rare to feel like we're in control of anything in this industry. In fact, arguably this is one of the worst industries for that very concept of having control. And so if you've had a 2-year drought of no bookings, or you're lamenting over the fact that you keep auditioning for those small, under 5-line co-star roles when you are hoping to start auditioning for guest star roles. Or you had a recurring guest star role on a network show, and the whole year after that show ended, you got nothing. Just a couple one-liner auditions. What's up with that? Or there's a casting office in your market that is highly coveted, and after years of your agent trying, you can't get an audition with them. When those types of circumstances start to pile up, it's understandable to have feelings of wanting to give up. But remember, if you're an artist, a storyteller, you'll never stop being one. So you don't ever really give up. You can adjust where you put your time and energy for a season, sure. But you don't cease to be an artist simply because you decide to take that full-time corporate job. Instead, think of it as focusing on things that you can control. Because if income is your largest obstacle in life right now, then you need to take that job so that you can achieve a stable income. And once that part of your life is under control, then you can start focusing on other aspects of your career. Because if you walk into an audition and all you're thinking is, I desperately need to book this job so I can make my rent, well, they're going to smell it on you like bad body odor. So once you have control over your income, you can then start seeking control in other aspects of your career. Bottom line, if you leave all the control in other people's hands, your agent, the casting directors, the producers, and directors, then you'll continue experiencing these hopeless feelings that will eventually lead you to wanting to give up. So take some time to identify how you could achieve artistic fulfillment in ways that you can control. Maybe you'll decide to start a stand-up act, or start taking improv classes, or start a children's theater, or write that one-person show that you've been thinking about for years. Create a web series, or a YouTube channel. Because if you can find things that will feed your soul creatively, then the craziness of the TV and film industry will be much easier to navigate. And what you'll hopefully notice is that by playing hard to get with the industry, i.e., I would like your job, but I don't need your job, then you'll actually start to experience the industry coming after you. Sort of a weird metaphor, but I think you understand. So as always, if you have any comments, leave them below. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon if you want to be notified of new content. That's all for now. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on set.